So I'm going to do a makeup tutorial, I guess, kind of like old school style. I have Mario Badescu's drying lotion on my pimples right now, and I'll just take that off with a little bit of Bioderma. I first heard about Bioderma, I think, from Lisa Eldridge. If you guys are old school watchers of like YouTube beauty community, you would know who that is. She was like awesome. She was actually one of the first people that was like pro that I liked, that knew obviously what she was doing, because she was like a celebrity makeup artist, but she did it in such a way that it made it like seem simple compared to like these self-taught, which is me, beauty gurus all over YouTube that were doing like 50 different eyeshadows and one cut crease look, and it was like all just craziness. So I'm just trying to get that drying lotion out of my pimple scabs. But you can see how this is coming along. So it might look bad to you, but it's actually kind of good. It feels kind of good. I have a little bit of something right there. Some of them are more painful, but this is week 7. So we're coming along, I think week 7, yeah. Coming along the process. Every single morning I wake up and it's like a little bit less worse. My cheeks were never bad, but you can see how it's going with the different gel. And the key is that it will all purge out, hopefully, and then, you know, it'll just start getting better and better and better. But right now it kind of like hurts. Tiny bit, like right here. So, not going anywhere today, I don't think. And if I am, then I'll already be ready. But the point of this was just kind of like hang out and chill, because I don't really have much of a update this week, but I wanted to show you and kind of just sit down and relax with you. I'm gonna drink a beer, and I'm gonna put my mini baby bobby pin that I keep. Isn't this so cute? It's like the tiniest bobby pin ever. I just keep it because it's just literally so cute, but I think it'll actually be good for my hair today too. So I just want to have a bit of a chat with you, but old school style, like get ready with me to go nowhere, just talk about things. I didn't really do much. Michelle, what are you doing? See, this is like my impractical side. Like, I'm not practical whatsoever, like usually. Grab the cutest thing that doesn't hold any hair so that it keeps falling, but it's cute. That's like my justification for it. Like, I'm a little bit practical with like other things, yes, but not with crap like that. I'm gonna put a little bit of this on. I would never normally, before I started this whole different journey thing, and like nobody really cares about what I'm using, but because my skin is so sad during this phase of the, you know, the acclimation to the retinoid and just everything, I will put on a tiny bit of this because it's been helping. I actually wear sunscreen when I didn't wear sunscreen whatsoever at all. I hate the feeling. I hate the feeling of moisturizer. It like gives me the creeps, but this kind of needs it. So today we are testing out whether or not that expensive ass foundation that I bought the other day at Sephora is actually going to be good for covering up my situation. And I bought the sunscreen solely for vain reasons, because everybody and their mother who's like making different videos or whatever is like, you need a sunscreen. You should like simplify your skincare routine to cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. It should be those 3 things. And like later on, when things can get a little bit more complicated, you can do whatever you want kind of later. But in the beginning, you kind of need that. And I was like, oh, fine, sunscreen. But they made a good point. So if you have pimples like this and then they get kind of baked in the sun, you'll be more likely to have scarring. So that's why I say I bought it just for the sole purpose of like vanity reasons. Like I don't want scarring. And it just has a side effect that I would more likely to not be skin damage. But I guess because your skin is like turning over and over and over again all the time, you're more photosensitive, I guess that's what it's called. So you have to be more vigilant than if you kind of didn't have a fresh layer of skin kind of showing. Anyways, not gonna talk about skin the whole time, but I just kind of like wanted to tell you what I've been doing. We're going to cut the nose hairs that I might have. I do this regularly. That little baby like sound right there. I mean, this might be so gross to like do, but it's not like I'm picking my nose. And I think that like I never knew about these tools. I'll like clean it later, but like I never knew about these tools. And so like I used to just sit here like and go like this and like tweezerman scissors out my nose hairs. Like, am I the only girl that has nose hairs? No. But am I the only girl probably on the internet that just showed you that recently? Probably. But we're real here and we're going to tweeze out or zip out our nose hairs on camera. I got this from the fridge. I've been saving this for like a little while, and by saving I just mean I kind of like forgot to drink it, but we're gonna drink it today. I initially bought it because of the packaging. That's like how I make my choices of beverages, as you know. And this one was just funny to me, so I'll show you. It's called Ponosaurus, I think. It's just like a regular beer. It's like not a fancy ass beer, but I just thought it was funny. And up here it says established in 1896, and then in parentheses it says just kidding 2013. So like that's my kind of marketing. Like I like it to be like, you know, I feel like this is kind of like fancy, kind of like bougie beer, but also it's like kind of like trolling and funny. Like that's like my favorite. I don't know if you guys have a favorite, but that's my favorite. It could be luxury, but like kind of like trolling you, and I don't know, it's just really funny, really good to me. So cheers to you guys. Cheers to Friday. She doesn't feel too good. I've never seen myself with a ton of slicked up face quite as much as I do now. So I actually do prefer using this, giant hairs all over it, using this moisturizer because it kind of is a more mattifying, not mattifying, but it's kind of like way more neutral in shine than what I have on. But I just have to go with what my skin kind of sort of needs, so we're just gonna do that. So I have all these things and I haven't done like a makeup tutorial in a really long time, so I'm not really going to explain what I'm doing because that's not really the point. You can just kind of see, like, you know, I mean, you've worn makeup, you've probably watched me do this 1,000 times, like this kind of exact look. So just be prepared to just be like, okay, this is a very classic Michelle look, but I want to check out how the products wear over time and just kind of chill with you. And yeah, like sometimes I just need a chill moment, and I think that probably like as viewers, like you're just ready to chill too. I've been kind of like gung-ho with like, hey this, like update my life about this, and like I'm trying to make progress and this is what's happening. Sometimes you just need to be like, okay, have like a little bit of a plateau moment and just chill. So like that's what my week was like. Like there were some interesting fun things and like developments, but there was also like a bunch of like, I wish I'd never talked to a couple of people. I'm not really going to talk about them because it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but I did talk to a couple people that I was like, whoa, that was a mistake. And it just kind of like reminds me like how absolutely crummy like people really are. There was one dude who like turned out to be like full married, and the reason he was cheating on his wife, or like trying to cheat on his wife, was that she didn't have time for him because she was busy volunteering. I was like, you are such a crummy husband. Like, you are the worst. Like, ugh, blame it on her volunteering? Like, I just couldn't believe that. So anyways, that is the stuff that I encountered this week. But I also encountered some like surprise moments. Something happened, I think either this week or last week. Yeah, at the end of last week, that I was super happy about, but I'm not going to talk about publicly, but because it's like ongoing now, it's like not finished. So something exciting happened, and I think it's actually kind of like gonna work out. So I don't know. I had to get like the number 1. It's number 1 neutral. They only had 1 box left of this at my Sephora, so I don't really know how this is all gonna go, but I guess we'll try less first. I love a good pump that doesn't work. There you go. So try a little bit first. I tried this in the store on like the back of my hand, and it seemed okay. So I'm putting on a tiny amount because I don't really know how much I need or like what it's gonna look like or what it's really gonna do. So it's supposed to be full coverage, I can tell you, but with the tiniest amount, she's not too full coverage. So obviously I'll have to do more than like 1 little pump, which is fine. I didn't really want to like have like cake face. There was some reviews on this foundation that's like it's not very good for skin that is dry. My skin right now is dry AF in places. So I guess I'll have to check out and see if it clings to that over time or whatever, or if my La Roche-Posay moisturizer fixes that up. So we'll see. So like I only want foundation to like fix this, so you can't see it. I look like I'm wearing like a full like white cast. Like I don't think this is the right color for me. Maybe I should go exchange it and get like number 2 neutral. Spend like 50 bucks and like not get the right color. She did say in the store that this like oxidizes, and I don't know if that's actually true. It's the first time I'm using it, but we'll see. Anyways, my little experiment with you guys. I can't really say too much about the finish because I did put on like that super like slick moisturizer, so it's supposed to be mattifying, but I do understand that if you have something underneath of it that's not mattifying to begin with, there's not much the foundation can do. So let's not judge that for right now. Let's just judge coverage and if I need to go exchange this tomorrow. Like, to be honest, I don't really think it did too much more than the foundation that I already had. The foundation that I already had was a Shiseido one, which is like more my skin color. It's the Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting. Like I'd never heard anybody talk about this really. I just like kind of like found it on Macari one time because I was looking for foundations, and I actually really like this one, but it's just like not full enough coverage and it wasn't matte. And so when I was having my first initial like different gel breakouts, it like kind of failed me that one time that I had a date. It was like slipping off my skin and like not looking good. So I think I put like 2 layers on. No? I don't know. This might be kind of not great. I know, I don't super love that, to be honest. I think it's like too light. I think you're going back there, CT. I'll try to get a different one. I think I still have the receipt. Like, I really hate like doing that, honestly, like trading in foundations. And like, I obviously tried to do my best when I was in the store, like tried it out on my hand, but I think this is like just way too light. Way too light. And it didn't really cover, didn't really cover my situation. I'm just like, I already had that. I already had that kind of coverage for free. Well, not for free, but I've been, you know, using that. I don't know if you guys know this, but like when your eyebrows are ready to fall out, they'll stick straight out like that. And then you can just like daintily, well, like I do, like daintily pluck them out. Take a little pair of tweezers and just kind of like remove it. Cause I don't have like a hair that's going like that. Anyways, I have been using this eyebrow pencil thing for like forever. And I really love I think it's called the Brow Wiz. This is like the brow shaper. This is like kind of like more like a fat crayon version of the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Look at my nails, to like redo them. But I'm gonna just like use them up. I'm like in the mode of like using up things and like not buying things to like excess. And like that's not really a novel approach for like right now, but that's why I'm not getting this brow product that I actually like. I like the tinier one. So in the winter time, my eyebrows get a tiny bit more like brown, red, and so they're not as blonde, and so I can go a little bit more ham on my eyebrows. But I still like it to look pretty natural. I get all serious when I do my eyebrows. So my dad is coming in, I think, how many days? I have like a countdown thing on my phone. 3 days now, he's gonna arrive. This is gonna be really exciting for me because only Renee has visited me here. And I've lived here since the end of July. And he's gonna visit me for a few days, and I think he'll be here for like my birthday, which is really exciting for me because I always had to like fly home if I wanted to like visit people in my family. And so this will be the first time in a long time that somebody in my family has visited me. So that'll be fun. He's arriving by Amtrak because he doesn't want to fly, which is kind of cool. I don't know if I would ever do that. Would you guys ever do that? I would take like a luxury train, like somewhere. That could be really fun. But I don't know if I would take it like screwing up on the end here. If I would take it up the East Coast. I don't know if that would be as good of a trip as like in Ireland or something where like it's really, really beautiful. I don't know if it's actually worth it versus like just getting there faster. Like the airport is like not fun, but I also don't like to travel for like hours and hours. It makes me really grumpy. So I don't know, I'll have to see what his idea of how everything went is going when I pick him up in a few days. I'm excited. I don't know what we're doing, but I think it's gonna be fun anyways. All right, what else should I do, guys? I'm just gonna do my normal thing. I depotted. This is an Anastasia Beverly Hills cream contour. I only use one color out of that whole palette. Look how gross it gets like after a while. It's like you use it. It looks so nasty. That's like what happens. So anyways, I don't know why I showed you that. Just going to do a little bit of that. It should blend pretty good considering I have a ton of slick on my face right now. I'm a little bit scared of like putting on this makeup, I'm not gonna lie. Like it's gonna like clog up all my pores. But I just have to trust the process, that I have all the tools I need to like, you know, keep it moving forward instead of messing things all up. I've been watching a ton of skincare videos, like I said last time, but I've also been watching a ton of videos that I've discovered randomly because of skincare videos. It's like really weird. Like the types of people that create this skincare content that I like never looked at before. It's really interesting because it's the kind of people that like care about their sleep, and the kind of people that care about like meditating and like stuff like that. And it's like a whole different group of people than the types of people that teach you how to put on makeup. And I'm not trying to like seem shady, because like that's the kind of person that I used to be like on YouTube. But like obviously I've shied away from that, and I've like, I know I make different kind of content, but like the people that think about like the core reasons of things are different than the people that think of like short-term solutions. It's just, I guess, what I'm trying to say. And I just like obviously gel with their content like a lot more. And so this week I have been watching, like I discovered Jennifer Myers. She's like this lady who's been using tretinoin, which is like retin A, for it's like one of the oldest versions of vitamin, I think it's vitamin A, for anti-aging and for clearing up your skin if you have acne problems or whatever. It's like been around since like I think the 50s. So anyways, she's not that much older than I am, like maybe 2 years. She looks like she's like 20 something. She's been using this tretinoin stuff for like 20 something years, 22 years, and her skin is like flawless. So like clearly she knows what she's talking about just because of like her time of like product usage. But she's also super interesting because she's like very loyal and can't be bought. She's very loyal to specific products that she's been using for years and years and years. But she's also like no nonsense. Like she starts her videos off with like no introduction, and she's just like, you can tell that she's such like a kind person. So I'm not trying to go on and on about this YouTuber, but I'm just like, I love it when I discover A, new music that I like, because I just listen to the same literal crap over and over again, and B, people that like really inspire me, and like I'm like, where have you been all my life? Like how did I not understand that you existed? So I've been watching like a lot of her content. So like I watched a lot of Dr. Dre or whatever to like learn how to deal with like skin from the inside out, and kind of like, or topical or whatever, if you're not going to be on hormones anymore. You kind of have to get a handle on that if you had a problem to begin with. So I watched her videos on how to like get a regime going, and like, you know, she's the one that like got me into like, you know, using this in my face for like my skin barrier, like all this stuff. Like I never really understood how to take care of my skin because I kind of didn't need to. And so yeah, it's just interesting, I guess. So anyways, I highly recommend Jennifer's videos. If you're into my videos, her videos are like way better. She's so well spoken, and like she's an introvert like me, and she cares about like really interesting topics. And I feel like she has an opinion on things that she's not afraid to share her opinion, and sometimes they might be controversial, but she like doesn't care that you'll pick it apart. Like I love that. So anyways, I think we're definitely, a little ghosty. I think we're definitely going to, this is not a tutorial by the way, we're definitely going to return that foundation. So I'll put it over here. Maybe I'll have to go do that tonight. Take a little drive into the city. I live like a half an hour away from the bigger cities, like in either direction, and I purposely chose that, but I didn't know how stupid that was until I actually like lived here. On a side note, you don't really care about that, but if you're ever deciding to move, like I thought that it would just be like really convenient to live in between everything, but like joke is on me because it's like, you know, where you reside should be convenient, not where you are in proximity to things. At least I think so. So like I should have just like, you know, tried to not have all of my cake and eat it too when it came to like living around the bigger cities. I should have just picked one. That's something that I kind of like learned. And I should have just picked one. So anyways, I spent a lot of time watching her videos, and this is what I do in real life too. I add more brows and then I take it away. I add more brows later, then I take it away. And then once I'm kind of like finally done, I'll add like a darker part of my brow. I'm just like kind of like psychotic a little bit about it. So anyways, watched a lot of her videos like way into the night, like, you know, just really fascinated by like her whole thing. Like she's a whole mood all in herself. And I love that. I love when people are like just totally themselves and they're just here to kind of like make the world better. And like, if you want to take their advice, fine. If you don't, also fine. Which is like, I think is super important. You will never find me preaching that I know what to do with life. So I don't. It's just really strange to think about that like my mistakes that I think like didn't lead me down a correct path might actually be the right path for you. Isn't that wild? Just because how it worked out for me does not mean that that's going to be how it works out for you. Just interesting. So anyways, I just felt like really inspired by her content and like really kind of like happy that I found content for like, you know, fixing something in a slow ass process though, fixing something that, you know, I never really fixed before because I always had that pill to take. And this might be weird to talk about, but it's not weird to talk about with my friends, and you guys are kind of like my friends, so we're gonna talk about it. So I don't care if it doesn't work, but I bought some yam cream. I forget what it's called, but like one of my friends like sent me this holistic super famous like holistic doctor thing from like Australia. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. And she had like a webinar or whatever that was publicized on YouTube. I think she's passed away now, but like her content on her webinars still exist online. So anyways, she was explaining certain things of what happens in the body. And it made sense that this natural product that contained this sort of chemical or whatever in it would do naturally what some like pills could do, like synthetic pills or whatever. So anyways, I thought I would give it a try because I'm just trying freaking everything that might work for me. So I bought some yam cream and it's like super on back order, and it's been on back order for like months, but I think my month is coming up. I ordered it in November, and I think because I ordered it in November, they were so backed up, like the people that I bought it from. Their ship date is, for my order date, is I think April. So I'm supposed to put this yam cream stuff on different parts of my body and let it kind of like do its thing and absorb into my bloodstream and like do, you know, whatever it needs to do. And eventually, I think, don't quote me on this, it's supposed to be like regulating or like rebalancing my hormones a little bit. And if it does nothing and I wasted like 50 bucks, then like fine. Like I do that kind of like sort of all the time. Not all the time, but you know what I mean. Like if I didn't go return this is like a waste of 50 bucks, right? So I am gonna return that and try to get something else. But that yam cream like could like, you know, be part of like the whole like process, and I'm like super interested in trying, like I'm not hippy dippy, but like I'm coming around to like alternative ideas of like how I could help myself. Because number one, I don't know if you experience this, but to get a doctor to like take you seriously about what you're trying to do, especially like a regular medical doctor, is a little bit of a feat. They like always think that you're kind of like full of crap, and it's very much like, I only have 15 minutes with you, what do you want to talk about? It's like, well, I want to talk about these things, and I want to get to the bottom of this, of why I could be having this problem. And so that leads to a lot of like self-diagnosis on my own part, because I don't get what I need. I don't even get the time that I need for these people. I've lived here since July, and I still do not have a PCP. I've been on a waiting list since July to get a PCP so that I could talk about these frickin' problems. And I was just lucky that I could get a gynecologist to put in my IUD like a few months ago or whatever now. But, cause that's different than my regular doctor. But like, I need a regular doctor to kind of like, you know, talk to me about my crap. Like, do I have autoimmune disease? I have all these things that I want to explore about like why my body is doing certain things. And that just leads me down like this path of like, am I even doing the right thing for my health? It's like so weird, because like your body doesn't come with a freaking instruction manual. And if you like learn anything from like the internet, it's that you think you're onto something, and then you find like contradictory evidence that like you're totally going to screw up your body. Like you can find one article that says this is going to be perfect and solve all your problems and here's why, then you can find the exact thing that says like what you're doing is going to screw you up more. It's like, who the hell do you believe? It's so hard, and it's like so hard to figure out like why the information is out there to begin with. Like, who benefits from like your belief in their version of the truth, right? So anyways, I'm not trying to be all like strange about like what I'm pursuing and kind of like talking about it in a weird way, but I do think that there is something to be said for opening your mind to alternative things, if they exist. The worst case scenario, like, it doesn't go well, and it's already not been going well for like what I'm trying to fix for like a while. So anyways, that's sort of how I do things. I take my advice that I get with a grain of salt, but I also try to do a lot of research on my own, because not that many like people can give me the time of day that I need to like fix things. And it's like, maybe I can just fix things by myself. But like, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to be a doctor, but it's really hard to get access to one, I'm finding. So it leaves me in a bit of a like a lurch. Okay, I don't super love how my foundation doesn't really cover like anything on my nose. Anyways, I'm just gonna continue going with this. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like doing it. Does that make any sense? Probably not. I bought Jeffree Star's sex proof or fuck proof mascara. So I was like, great, that's what I need. And to be honest, I think it's kind of shit. I was expecting it to be like amazing, because like all the reviews were like, never use another product ever again, this is great. And I'm like, ew, like I don't understand like what's going on. So maybe I'll just kind of like show you. This is the mascara. I needed something waterproof that it wouldn't like, you know, make me have raccoon eyes, but like also something pretty good. So I don't know if it's like my foundation on my face that eventually like, you know, blink enough, it like breaks down the mascara over time. I'm not really sure what the hell is happening, but at the end of the day, I feel like it like doesn't stay on my lashes, and I'm like, your mascara, that's where you should live, not on my freaking face. So I don't know, I'll kind of like try it again. I think that yam cream is Hannah's yam cream, Anna's yam cream. I'll have to see. I'm just curious now. There's like all these like dupes of this yam cream, this famous yam cream on Amazon, and it's like not the same. So I guess you're supposed to like wait from this one freaking company that's super backed up in Australia. Yam cream, Australia. Oh yeah, Barbara O'Neill wild yam cream. That's what I'm gonna try. Oh yeah, wild yam cream with as progesterone. So that's supposed to help with this, you know, what I'm dealing with, like naturally. I guess it's supposed to help people with like menopause, like through menopause too. But anyways, there's all this cheap ass, like really cheap yam cream that's like, that uses all of like the keywords or whatever, and on Amazon like right now in stock. But like, I don't think there would be a giant waiting list for the actual brand that this Barbara O'Neill lady was talking about if it wasn't good. So Anna's wild yam cream. So yeah, mine is currently gonna come in, I think it's going to ship in April. So I don't really have much long to wait, but that was kind of like a long ass time. And it's supposed to take a while to like do its thing, which I kind of understand. So it's just interesting. So I'm gonna watch a lot more of Jennifer's content. She seems very actualized, and she seems very like trustworthy. Not that she's trying to be trustworthy, but you can just kind of like sort of tell. Like she's not trying to sell you. Which reminds me of a song that I discovered this week, and it's just like so amazing. It's like this weird guy like sitting in a tree. He kind of like looks like an elf from like Lord of the Rings, honestly. It's called Livingston, and it's like my favorite song that I have on repeat. So you can tell like not much happened with my love life this week if I'm talking about yam cream and guys and trees. But Livingston, I'm gonna link Jennifer and maybe the Barbara O'Neill lecture thing that I watched about the yam cream, and Livingston, his last man standing video in the description box below for your enjoyment if you're really interested. If you're not, like totally get it. Everybody's stuff is, you know, their own. They could care less about, you know, what I'm into. But if you like the stuff that I like and post about or talk about, then, you know, maybe give it a little try. I'm late to the game on a lot of stuff, but I think I was early to the Livingston song. It has like over 1 million views now, and it's only been out for a couple of weeks. But I saw it when it was like in its early infancy stage of its views. I was like, yes, it's so good. Other people are discovering it. So anyways, I don't know why that matters. It doesn't. All right, what should I do here? We're going to get two different, maybe I got the freaking same. Light sand, which one is this one? Fair neutral, okay. I got two different Tarte Shape Tape minis because I discovered that if you have the big guys, that's great. but like, I don't know about you, but I wore these every single time that I wore makeup, and like it takes me so long to get through that like they kind of go bad and get really like thick, become a thick boy. But if you get the little mini guys, it's kind of like a hack. You can use these up and like, you know, it's not that economical, but it's actually like makeup efficient. Like, I don't care if I have like a ton of product left, if it's expired and I can't use it. It's like kind of a waste of money. So what I'm trying to say is that if you get little minis and use them up and just repurchase what you need, instead of having a ton and not really getting to use it because it's gone bad, right? So anyways, I got one of these the other day when I was stopping at Target. I almost bought that snail snail slug juice, whatever that's called. Snail something. Snail, you guys know what I'm talking about. Snail mucin, yeah. But I did not. Cause like once I open the door on something that I'm like really excited about, I like kind of like go all in. And that's sort of what's happening with this situation for my skin. And so I'm like, oh, all these products are like, you know, supposed to do something. Like I need stuff to do something, right? But maybe I just need the basic moisturizer, cleanser, moisturizer. Oh God. Cleanser, moisturizer, and I said oh God because it's like not giving me that much coverage at all. And sunscreen. I'm like not that happy with this. I kind of think it's my super moisturizing thing that I put on my skin beforehand. This is such a fail of like a makeup thing. I feel like this is not it. I feel like I should not have put this on, and that my, you know, my foundation would have been a tiny bit better, but also it's the wrong color. I'm just like spiraling out of control about this. It's like not that big of a deal if it doesn't look that good. No one's gonna see it, but like the whole world apparently. But anyways, like I don't really care. I guess we'll take some of the old crusty one, the old thick one, and put her on. See if that kind of better. This could be like user error as well. Like maybe I just suck really bad at applying stuff to be like full coverage because I never really needed it to be. So maybe it's just like that. I can blame myself for part of this. I did learn that if you don't want like crusty side mouth and like weird crusty like, you know, things at the side of your eyes that hurt or like around your nose, you're supposed to put like Aquaphor on before you put on your Differin gel, and like you won't get crusty mouth. Like kind of like weird, like look like, you know, you got a problem on the side of your mouth when you wake up in the morning if like the retinoid gets there. It's like supposed to stay away from your, I forget what it's called, like your mucousy areas of your face. So anyways, you're supposed to protect it before you put on that stuff, and then you won't get nasty mouth. Completely reversible if it does happen to you though, because I got nasty mouth and I just put on some Aquaphor for like a day or two and I fixed her right up, and then I just kind of like learned my lesson on that. feel like everything with this is like learning my lesson. So we're just gonna make the eyebrow a tiny bit more dark for the fun of it. Do you guys ever like give up on your makeup? Like you have all these hopes for things of how it's supposed to look, and then you're just like, yep, it's already screwed up, it's already not that great. So I'm just going to save my try for another day. I feel like that's what I'm doing today. Like eating the eyeshadow. I have like been sleeping a ton better since I got a couch, and that's because I no longer work in my bed anymore. My bed is for sleeping and for other things, but I have not been working or doing much else besides just sleeping in my bed. And so I've been getting completely perfect solid scores on my sleep. I have like 2 wearables right now. I'm cleaning like the band of my Whoop, so I don't have my Whoop on, but you can see like the indent of my Whoop right there. But I still have my Oura ring from like 3 years ago. I'm gonna keep it until like the battery just like is not a viable thing anymore. Like over time, the rechargeable battery will die, and it's pretty much like I have to recharge it like all the time. But I have 2 wearables, 1 on each arm. And I can tell, like, I initially got it because I wanted to like know how to, you know, get my sleep better. And then I noticed that my heart rate variability, not to get all geeky with you guys, but like, why not? My heart rate variability was pretty bad for somebody who was active all the time. I didn't have a car at that point when I first got my Oura ring. And I noticed that like healthier people were supposed to have a heart rate variability much higher than mine. Mine was like, you know, are you dead? Like, are you okay? And so I've tried like a lot of things to kind of see which variables will make that better. And I do know that everybody has like their own baseline of what's healthy and normal, but I just didn't feel healthy and normal. If I felt healthy and normal, then I would just, you know, I would just be like, okay, maybe mine's kind of like low. But like I took what my body felt like and what like the internet was telling me was like kind of low and not good. And then I was like, okay, maybe I need to see if this wearable is totally effed and like not reliable. And I got the Whoop and I wear them both like a psycho, and I try to see like what my stats are. And through that, it has actually helped me improve what to do to get better insides, right? Like my heart rate variability has gone up a lot. And so it's not just me being like, oh, I like was born with bad heart rate variability or whatever. It was me like acknowledging that there was a problem, seeing that there was another problem. Like it was like validated through the Whoop, what my Oura ring was telling me. And I know this is a super expensive way to like do things, but like as I said, like I wasn't getting any help from anybody else. I don't know what I'm doing as far as like my makeup, I'm sorry. Probably like sick of seeing like my half done makeup. But as I was saying to you, this little thing, by the way, is like great. If you don't have this, you should get one if you like to do under eye makeup stuff. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of a loose powder moment and a fluffy brush first, and then go in with my sponge thing to show you what I do there. Anyways, I don't even know what I was talking about. You probably do. You're probably like, Michelle, get back to what the hell you were saying. This is the downside of changing topics and doing stuff. You get kind of sidetracked like me. But what the hell was I saying? I was just saying something about, oh, like my Oura and my Whoop. So my Oura and my Whoop were telling me that I had bad HRV. And if you have good HRV, if you're like you have peaks and valleys. Like you'll get like this little graph and it will have like what your heart does while you're sleeping. And like my heart was just kind of like, it looked very consistent. But I guess if like you're healthy, like it'll be like and have some like really spiky moments, and then, you know, it'll be affected by like alcohol and like dehydration and like all kinds of stuff. So anyways, I really noticed a difference in my HRV once I like started pushing my body past what I was normally doing just by walking. So by going to the gym and getting my actual heart rate up, like my heart rate variability while I was sleeping afterwards, like once I started doing that, it kind of became more variant, and it became like a lot like it's like working my heart out. That kind of like makes sense. So I didn't like put two and two together before because I didn't see the results. And so like it's very interesting for me to like have these little tools because I can't really, you know, get the information that I need, like I said. So I have to do these weird little things to like find out how to feel better. And it's like a process. But I think talking about health is important. And so this is what I use that little sponge guy for. So awesome. It gets right in there. I think it's really important. I don't want to feel like death every day. I want to like feel good so that I can actually do my best work. And so I guess that's what I was trying to like originally talk about when I first started this video that I didn't really tell you guys, but I like thought about it. It's like, this is what I did this week. Like not that much happened with my life, but I just continued on with like the things that made my body feel good. Like I have a lot of stress this week. Like I sold not that much stuff, and I've already talked about that whole thing, so we're not going to talk about that. But, and you know why, like that I'm not selling a lot of stuff. And it's really stressful when like you don't make sales. It's super freaking stressful. So what I tried to do this week was just kind of like do the things that I could to combat the stress, and that was straining my body at the gym. So I just go consistently. Today's like my day off from it because I think you're supposed to like give yourself some time to like rest and like let your like muscles repair and stuff. So like today's like my downtime, but it's been really good for me when like I didn't normally ever really care about it. Like I don't go only because like, you know, making my body look better or whatever, like aesthetically. Some people can like disagree with that, but I think the general public would be like, yeah, if you go to the gym and you tone up, I think that aesthetically looks a little bit better than if you don't. So I'm not trying to be all controversial and like not love yourself, blah blah blah, you can do what you want, but I do think like you should take care of yourself, whatever that looks like to you. So taking care of myself this week was like not ignoring that I had stress, but like actually just kind of like admitting that to myself, and then like, you know, trying to release that stress from my body at least by like, you know, sweating it out. So I got some time in the sun, and I discovered some new content, and I had some really amazing talks with my friends. So I think in between the pushes of towards your goals, it's important to kind of like just have rest phases as well, but rest phases that also like are restful. Like not doing anything, like being a couch potato, is not helpful to me. Like I've done that in my past life, and like it just leads to like a slippery slope of like not doing anything with the habits that I've been forming. So rest to me equals doing things that are actually efficiently restful, getting good sleep, because I know that I need to get some good sleep. Like sitting out here and working on my couch versus working in my room that is only for sleep now, and I get way better sleep. So while it was like a monetary thing of why I didn't have a couch before, it like improves my life dramatically just by having a couch. So stupid, so weird, but that's how it worked out. It's kind of interesting to think about. And then, you know, putting in all the actions towards like doing little things for myself that will help me out, improve my HRV so I don't feel dead to the world. I take supplements, but I'm not really going to talk about which ones, because like medicine and supplements and all kinds of stuff like that is very personal. Like what you need and what you're deficient on, if you're deficient on anything, is really different than, you know, what I may need and what would make me feel good. So I do take something every day, and I take it consistently. I've just been trying to like not consume content that would like freak me out. Like, I don't know if this happens to you, but for me, because I resell, I don't watch a lot of like resellers complaining about their slow sales. That will freak me out. I watch other things that will calm me down while I just go about like the daily activities of my life, right? So it's not about like gathering of the knowledge of how to sell anymore. It's like that's kind of like what consumed my life when I first just gonna do a little bit of a highlight, even though I don't need a highlight. That's what consumed my life when I first started, and it's like I don't need that right now. I don't need how to like learn how to do this. I need to just learn how to get through the hard parts of things and just kind of like, you know, go through the motions until it can kind of like pick up, you know, because it's not really a me thing right now. It's just like kind of like an external thing that I can't control. So me consuming all this stuff that will like just get me worried and get me more stressed than I already am is not going to be helpful. So that's why discovering things that just kind of like were calming and good and like useful in my life this week and like all the time is more helpful, so that I can not like, stress paralyzes me, like makes me not able to do things. And obviously like I can't you know, go sourcing for new things. I can't like develop new ideas if I'm just like in stress paralysis. So it's like really important for me to like decide what to keep out of my head and what to allow, right? So that's why I'm saying like the discovery of somebody really calming and really like has like great content was like magic for me this week, because it was just nice. Like not stressing that I don't have a boyfriend or whatever. Like I don't stress anyways, but like about that, but like not stressing that I didn't have a boyfriend or somebody to like share like Valentine's Day with. Like I just watched, like I talked with my friends, and then I watched like my favorite like movie. It was like To All the Boys I Loved Before. Like I like loved that movie. I hate like the sequels or whatever, like the part 2s and 3s, but like the original one, love that movie. So I watched that. I hadn't watched a movie in a long time. I, you know, just did things that added to my life and took away my stress, but like didn't make it worse or didn't keep it neutral. Like I tried to do all the things that I knew how to do to take care of myself. And that meant that if I was talking to somebody stupid on Tinder, to just like realize that they weren't, you know, they weren't gonna be it for me, and to just like release them into the wild, back into the wild, so that they could go find somebody that was better matched for them. So, not in love with that. I'm just gonna show you. I usually, like, this is gross, but this is like the original lip liner that I had when I lived in New England. I've only used like one, and it's from like Sally Beauty so many years ago. But it's Boutique, and it's a lip liner, and it's a natural. It's like this kind of nudie brown color, and it looks like really gross, but it's actually not. So I have a trick. I don't know if this is the trick, but I don't do what like most like beauty gurus do. I don't even know what they do nowadays. I haven't watched like a tutorial for like a long time. In fact, one of the recent tutorials that I watched, because I like Google things like all the time. Like literally I Googled this week like how to kiss a guy with thin lips. I was like not stressing about it, but I was like, how do you do that? Like I have lips, my lips are bigger than his, like by a lot. And it's like, is that gonna be weird? So instead of like asking my friends, I like go to I'll like Google, and I'm like, how to kiss guys with thin lips. Like if you looked at my like Google search, like you'd just like, wow, do you even have a brain in your head? Like, do you even know anything? I like Google everything, all like the stream of consciousness stuff. So anyways, the reason why I'm telling you that is because I had Googled like best full coverage foundation for covering up acne, and this is what the internet told me to get. And I'm sure that it was just not, you know, it was a color problem, and it was like a moisturizer problem, and maybe applying it with a brush would have been more full coverage than a wet beauty blender, but I don't think that it did what I needed it to do. So anyways, it's like a side note. The beauty world kind of like led me astray a little bit. I'm like purposely like blaming them, but giving you the reasons why I should blame myself at the same time. Do you guys remember MAC lip glasses? Oh my god, I love them. I think I had to like find this on like a secondhand website. Like it wasn't secondhand, but it was like bought after it was like discontinued or whatever. This is like my favorite nude one. So pretty. After this, I'm going to redo my nails. I'm going to make them teal, that Tiffany blue color. So pretty. Which is like a thing about like gel nails. Ruins my nails, but I like just love the look. Oh, before I do anything, I like to blend out my lip liner a little bit so it's not so harsh. I don't know if that looks good. It might not. Sometimes I put on like too much and it looks like a little bit strippery. And if you just go like that, you take away the globs of it. So you have like a little bit of like your actual lip showing. This probably looks really bad, but that's my makeup. This wasn't the best, but I think I should do like a little bit of lipstick and then that lip gloss. I think that might be a better look. Anyways, thank you for listening to me babble. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm sorry that it was so random and off topic and just kind of like me not looking at you the whole time, but I had to look in the mirror over here so I could see what I was doing. But I'm going to kind of just chill with this on and see how this kind of like goes. I'm gonna see if this mascara falls off my eyelashes again just by doing nothing. So maybe the next time I see you guys, I will update you, or maybe I'll update you guys in my Instagram stories for those who follow me. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely weekend. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys very soon next week.